I just did. All right. Now that we're officially recording, welcome to Scripts and Roleplay, guys. We got 3 minutes, a little bit earliness, so just an extra dose of awesome for you. You don't have to pay for it. We're just giving it to you. Well, I mean, you don't have to pay for any of this. So let's make it a good day, guys. It's Friday. Those ramp-up sessions are super good for you, but this is where the heart and soul of your business is created, and that and role-playing to make sure that you are doing everything at your highest and best level. So I'm going to let Jason run from here.
Cool. Thanks, Dan. So I thought we might start by talking a little bit about scripting and role-playing. So a couple of things on my mind about script practice and role-play. I know a lot of times we have kind of this negative reaction to script practice and role-play, right? You know, we have these thoughts in our mind like, oh, that doesn't sound like me. I don't think I could get away with saying it that way. And so like we don't, and we just kind of say things our own way. And then we wonder why our business isn't growing like some of those around us, and you know, some of the mega agents that we aspire to be more like. I'll tell you what, though, we all have scripts. We all have scripts that we use all the time. You know, something that's as simple as "Happy Birthday." That's a script. So we all have scripts, and I'd like to suggest that there are ways of saying things that would make you more money, and if you really consider that, you'll probably be more willing to maybe learning and putting some of these scripts into practice. So a couple more quick thoughts on scripts before we kind of jump into doing it. Is that one of the first steps is to memorize a script, and that's done on your own. You know, it's done usually by yourself. You know, it's things like saying it over and over, saying it loud, standing up and saying it. Once you memorize it, you can internalize it. It kind of becomes a part of your thinking, and you really can apply those thoughts and those principles in a conversation rather than simply repeating and parroting back words. So memorize and internalize. And then once you've done those two things, lastly, you'll customize it. But a lot of us have a tendency to try to customize before we memorize and internalize. And when we do that, we end up not a whole lot different situation than we were in the first place, just kind of doing things our own way, and not seeing as much results in our business as we would like. So memorize, internalize, then customize. A couple more quick thoughts. Somebody gave me what's called like the rules of script practice that I try to apply whenever I do it. One of them is to be realistic. So if you're the lead or if you're the agent, do your best to be realistic and act like a real person would in a real situation. And then we also want to give 4 objections. So if I'm the lead and you're trying to set an appointment with me 4 different times, I'm going to say, I don't think so. And then I'll kind of make up a reason. And I'll do my best to make up realistic reasons that real people make up. You know, things like maybe I should talk to my wife about that. And then when you're the lead, you want to let the agent get the appointment because we're training to win. You don't just want to like, I'm not going to let you set an appointment. I'm going to be so hard on you. Because, you know, part of training is training to win. We know how to hear no. We don't have to practice to lose. That happens hundreds of times a week if we're lead generating at a high level. You don't have to learn how to hear no. And then afterwards, we want to give some positive feedback and some criticism. You want to get both. Want to give both to that person after they did it. And then one last tip is I suggest standing up, not only for your script practice, but for your lead generation. I believe that it gives you a different kind of energy and that you will make more money if you're standing up when you're lead generating and when you're role playing. So those are my thoughts first, and I would like to jump into it. I would like for somebody to volunteer to be a lead, and then for somebody to volunteer to be an agent.
I'll be a lead.
Come on, guys. Get somebody.
Jason, you
I'll
said
be the
you'll
lead.
be the lead?
Yeah, I'll take a lead.
Perfect. Who wants to be the agent?
I'll go ahead and be the agent. Why not?
Awesome. Who was that,
All
Paul?
right. Oh, here we go.
Awesome. Paul,
All righty. So, Jason,
What-
what is your story, Thompson?
I am. Are you a buyer or seller agent? What do you want?
Well, I'm whatever you're looking for.
here, I'll give a scenario because I kind of know Paul. So let's say that Paul called somebody from his sphere of influence and said, Paul, I want you to call my cousin. They're thinking of buying a house. So, Jason, you were referred to Paul by your cousin. You're thinking of buying a house, and Paul is going to set an appointment with you for a buyer consultation. Sound good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hi, Jason. And my name is Paul Bertelson. I am actually a good friend of your cousin, Marty. And he suggested that
I'm
I
so
reach
sorry
out to
for
you. I'm sorry, what was that, sir?
You just said you're good friends with my cousin. I feel sorry for you.
Oh, I like it. Well, anyways, he said that you might be thinking of making a move. So as a realtor, I wanted to reach out and see how I could be of service to you.
Yeah, I was thinking about making a move, but not sure.
Okay, gotcha. Well, when it comes to a time frame for that move, what's important to you about that?
I don't know. I was just thinking. Seems like right now is a good time to sell my house, so that's why I was thinking about making that move.
Right now, you say. Okay, so like, how soon are you ideally thinking you want to get this thing sold?
It's always on the back of my mind. So I don't know. Whenever's a good time, I'm not sure exactly.
Pause. Paul, can I give you feedback right now?
Yeah.
All right, try this. Jason, could you see yourself moving in the next 6 months?
All right, that was the next
Yeah.
thing I was going to ask. I guess I just took
And then
too long.
narrow it down. Then 90 days and then 30 days. Go for it.
All right, Jason, could you see, like, if you were able to sell your house in less than 6 months, would that be a good thing for you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What if we could do it in 90 days? Would that be a problem for you? Would that be a good thing?
Wow, 90 days and 3 months, you can do that? Whew, now that's putting like some pressure on me. Yeah, I could probably, if the price is right, I would sell it for in the next 90 days. Do you
Okay,
think that
so
the market's
ideally you
going
want
to
it to
change
be
though?
within. I'm sorry?
Do you think that the market would change from now compared to like 90 days, or should I wait till like 6 months in the spring when everybody's buying?
That's an excellent question. Right now, I would say we would probably want to lean more toward the 3-month side versus the 6-month side.
Okay.
Paul, don't let him get you off your script.
Okay. So when he asks me a question, what do I do with that? When
That's
he's
a
like,
great question. Let's get to that in a second. Before we do so, let me ask you one more thing. When it comes to, go ahead.
gotcha. Okay, that's a great question. We can definitely get back to that in a second. So when it comes to location, Jason, what does that look like for you?
I'll probably go like northwest side. or
Northwest side.
northeast.
Cool. Why is that
Yeah.
important to you?
Because I work at River and Campbell, and I don't like to commute very far. My last job, I commuted from Tucson to Phoenix every day, and now I want to stay close.
Oh, dang. Well, yeah, I definitely understand that then. So northwest side's important to you because it's close to work. Gotcha. And then why is it there? What is the motivation behind wanting to make a move?
It just seems like right now is a good time to sell. Everybody says that the market's on a rise, so I'm always up for making some money.
Okay, so it's more just like a financial reason for you? Is that the kind of the main thing that's motivating you in this?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's okay if I sell it, or I'm okay where I'm at right now.
Okay, so if you got the money that you needed from this move, what will that ultimately do for you?
If I was to sell it, that definitely would free up some money so that I could pay off some bills and then
Okay.
have some money for my next down payment on the house.
Okay, gotcha. So just a little bit more like security and like kind of take some pressure off you in that regard, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Awesome. So you're looking to do it in about 3 to 6 months. You want to stay on the northwest side, and you're hoping to just wanting to have some extra money to pay some bills comfortably. Well, Jason, it sounds like we definitely need to meet. Are weekends or weekdays better for you?
I don't know. So what are you saying as far as between three months to 6 months? Again, what's the difference?
Well, for right now, obviously with everything going on, it's definitely a bit hard to tell. It hasn't really affected our market severely. People are still out there that need to buy and sell houses, and they're still able to get it done. But I just want to know what's question. Based on how the market was trending up until that point, I would say that the prices of houses are kind of steadily increasing just a bit, but that was before. All right, pause. Jason, what's the best way to answer that?
Don't talk about the market.
You'll be back into that meeting.
You've nailed
That's exactly what I was going to say too, Jason.
He's got motivation. You need to get in front of him now. Go. So he already deflected you when you tried to nail him down for an appointment. Go for it again. Jason, sounds like we need to meet. Would Thursday or Friday be best for you?
Okay. Or just say, like, you know what? I have a great answer for you once we're able to meet in person.
Yeah, let's talk more about the real estate market when we're in person.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Jason, good question. Let's talk about it. Where'd you go? All right, Jason, that's a great question. Let's talk about that more in person. So what about between Thursday and Friday? Which of those is better for you?
This week or next week?
Next week. Today is Friday, so it'd be Thursday or Friday of this upcoming week.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go Friday of next week.
Gotcha. And then our afternoons or evenings typically better for you?
Afternoons.
Afternoons. Awesome, Jason. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I'd like to text you my contact card so that you can reach out to me if you have any questions or anything. And in the meantime, I'll send you a confirmation text the day before and the link to a Zoom call so that we can stay safe and still be able to meet and talk everything out face to face. Sound good?
Yeah. So on this, you mentioned Zoom. Are we doing a face to face or are we doing a Zoom call?
Well, face to face is kind of a Zoom call so that we can both see each other, and it's about the best thing we can get to in person given the circumstances.
Okay. Now, hey, on that, Jason, the question that I would have right now is, since we're already on a Zoom call, could I ask for the meeting now, or should we?
I'm pretending like I'm calling you on the phone right now.
This is your lead generation time. This is not your time for meeting with clients. You don't want to give them your lead generation time. This is what feeds your family.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. So yeah, I'll do Friday at 3.
Okay. Let me double check and make sure 3 works, but it should. And if I move this, yeah, I could do 3 o'clock for you.
All right. Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Well, you have a great rest of your day, and I'll be in touch with you soon, sir.
Thanks. I almost hung up, but yeah. Thanks.
All right. Good job, both of you. Who has some positive feedback for Paul?
He's been practicing, you can tell.
Thank you.
Hey, Paul, I have a question.
Sure.
When setting the appointment, do you have time blocks that you use? You were real, when you were talking about the appointment, you were real loosey-goosey about the appointment time. Are you shifting your time blocks to make the appointment easier on your client, or tell me how that piece of the puzzle works?
Well, generally it's just anytime I'm not lead generating. So it'd be like basically anytime after 1 o'clock in the day and anytime before 6 o'clock. So, and then I don't know, weekends I usually keep open anyways, as long as it doesn't interfere with church or anything or an open house that I have scheduled. So basically just anytime 1 to 6 throughout the week is a safe bet.
Okay, so if he would have answered you back, well, mornings work great for me. How about 9 o'clock on Friday?
Well, I offered afternoons or evenings. So if he said neither of those work and a morning works, I would maybe offer on a weekend and see if he's open for that.
I'm just curious because I do the same thing. So I will shift my lead gen and reposition my time blocks based on what my clients.
That's true. And it might depend on their motivation a bit too. Like if they're ready to buy today, then I might make an exception as far as.
Yeah. I mean, if quite honestly, and Jason, you might address this with somebody with the group, but if I have a hot buyer that wants to meet now, I will, no problem. I'm on my way and I will literally shift my time blocks.
Yeah, I think that's definitely awesome advice. With this particular client, he was like, if I sell, I sell. I don't. Probably not going to shift my time block for him. But if he's like, I am, I lost my job. I have to sell my house as soon as possible. Great.
Right.
I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that sounds like a really great script that you're running. I'm curious where that came from.
Well, I got it from Jason. And Jason, why don't you tell us where exactly you got it?
So family reunion 2019, I went to a class for buyer's agents, and I pretty much just kind of took a bunch of notes in that class and made it a script. I call it my qualifying script and my appointment setting script, and then I'll put them together. If you want to hear it one more time, I don't mind being the agent if somebody else wants to be a lead.
Awesome. See the master do his work.
Before I do that, though, Paul, I wanted to tell you that I really liked it that you used a tie down. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Paul was like, great, so I'm going to put you down for 3 o'clock. Sound good? It's when you ask a question where you know what the answer is going to be. Generally, we don't like to ask questions that they could say no to, but he was pretty confident that the answer would be yes. So that's a tie down. I also liked your downswing when you said, sounds like we need to meet. That was good. Something I didn't hear much of is embedded commands. So things like, so Jason, when we get together and you make the decision to hire me as your agent, this is, so there was an embedded command there. Make the decision to hire me as an agent. That would be just one example of an embedded command. I didn't hear any of those. So that would be something to incorporate.
Okay, definitely. Thank you.
Who wants to be my lead?
Can I throw a suggestion in as far as
Please.
what Jason, Paul, on the when I made the appointment, you said, I can move that. I know you're trying to make it sound like you're busy, but at that time, I'm the most important because I'm making the appointment, or you're getting the appointment with me. So don't tell me that you're canceling something else to get me, because that makes me feel like now, what if somebody else comes up, you're going to cancel my appointment? Do you agree or disagree, Jason or Dan? Anybody?
I would move a time slot. Go ahead, Paul. I'll finish up in a sec.
No. It's okay. You go, Dan.
So when it comes to it, like, I'm going to cover the whole thing. We're talking about time blocking and moving your schedules and stuff like that. The core fundamental is protect the golden hours. The golden hours, the hours that you set along your day where you're going to lead gen and develop up business. So your golden hours are core. So you want to make sure that if you have time blocks, you can make them flexible. But if you erase something on your schedule, make sure you replace it same day. So it sounds like that's what you're doing, Tracy's. If you move something, you just re-engage it somewhere else. But you also want to make sure that you're keeping yourself scheduled in a block of time that's the most efficient use of your time for lead generating. Oftentimes when a client says, you know what, I want to meet right now, are you available? And it's 9:30. Are they expecting you to be there at 9:45? Or are they expecting you to be there around 10 or 11?
Yeah. And you teach them to treat you.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of times what you'll do is you'll be able to say, if your lead gen's from 9 to noon, you can trim an hour, but you still want to pump in some stuff. You know, it's a 30-minute drive to get there. And so you leave at 10:30. You say, you know what, listen, I'm finishing up something right at 10 o'clock. Why don't we make it 11? I would hate for you to be waiting on me. I'd rather me waiting on you. Can we make that work? And then you can usually move them off of a time slot from right now and set the expectation. You don't want to set it for 5, 6, 7 hours away, but 30 minutes to an hour is an easy adjustment. So on the other side of it, if you don't want to sound busy by saying, you know, I work by appointment only. I'll have to move some stuff around to squeeze you in. But what you can do is move the time slot from whatever they're doing to add 15 minutes to it. Create an east-west principle. So that's the 15s and the 45s. So if they say, you know what, 3 o'clock works for me, you're like, great, I'm actually finishing something right up at 3 o'clock. Do you mind if we make it 3:15? I would like you to be prepared for me, and I'd hate for you to be waiting on me, and I'd rather be waiting on you. Does that work? So then you're anchoring down a time frame, and for some reason, psychologically, you can remember a 15 and a 45 better than you remember a 0-digit number. You'll remember 3:15. It sounds more important than 3 o'clock. 4:45 sounds more important than 5. So what you can do is if you can move them on a time that they agree upon, it makes it seem, yes, you got some appointments because you're like, you know what, I'm finishing up something right at that time. Do you mind if we push it 15 minutes? And what you're doing is then assessing, you know, their compliance to you, because it's not really an embedded command. You're already getting them to change an agreement, but it's creating that element where you do have a structure to your schedule. Everything is set up and you're able to be flexible, but still have, you know, things scheduled in place.
Good. Tracy, you want to be my lead?
Sure, unmute.
All right. Let's say that I met you at an open house a couple weeks ago, and I'm calling you to follow up, and you're thinking of selling and then buying a new house.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello.
Tracy, this is Jason Carlton with Keller Williams Realty. Thanks for taking my call. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Jason. How about yourself, man?
I am good, thank you.
You staying safe and all this stuff?
I am staying safe. I'm staying healthy, yes, sir. Spending a lot more time at home, getting some time with my family, and you know, taking some getting used to it. How is all this affecting you?
We're working from home. My wife is a teacher. She's working from home now and staying busy trying to teach 6th graders online. You can imagine how that is.
I can't imagine. God bless her.
I appreciate that. Thank you, man.
Tracy, when you and I met just about a week and a half ago, you mentioned to me that you were thinking of a move, and I was hoping to just chat with you a little bit more about that. Is that okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Great. So when it comes to a time frame for your move, what does that look like for you?
Well, we're seriously considering making the move sooner than later right now. I really don't have a time frame in mind, quite honestly, but it's bumped up on the priority list now.
Yeah. So you could see yourself moving in the next 90 days. Is that right?
Probably a little bit longer, maybe 6 months.
Okay.
We got to get some things straight here and
within the next 6 months. Great. And I'm curious, why is that time frame important to you, Tracy?
Well, my wife is going to get done. It's easier to make a move when my wife's not working and I can schedule some time to get it done. So with her doing the online schooling and stuff with the kids, it just makes it easier. She's buried in work right now trying to figure out how to teach these kids.
Outstanding. So it sounds like it's going to be a lot easier for you guys to move if we do it between that 90-day to 6-month time frame. That sounds great. So then when it comes to a location, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, we're looking out at the Vail area. We want a bigger a place that I don't think I talked to you when we spoke, but we've got dogs. We do rescue and so we need a bigger house and a bigger lot.
And so if you had a larger house, you would have more space for your rescue dogs. Is that right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a bigger yard. I mean, we need something.
Yeah. And what would that ultimately do for you?
Well, it'll make life easier. Right now we got 9 dogs in the house, so.
Okay. So it sounds like those dogs are just kind of like on top of you all the time. And so if you had that more space, you'd have a little bit more peace in your life. Is that right?
That's pretty good description.
Sounds good. Well, Tracy, it sounds like we need to meet. Whenever I get connected with a new seller and a new buyer, I always find value in getting together to get to know each other a little bit more, talk about what it is you hope to accomplish and how I can help, and to review the process to make sure that you are comfortable every step of the way. Would Wednesday or Thursday of this week, sometime in the afternoon, be best for you?
Thursday probably be better in the
Thursday
afternoon.
would be best. Great. Would
Yeah.
3 or 4 p.m. be better for you?
2:00. That's for the evening activities start getting going. So I just want to give you enough time to talk to me about it. So 2:00
Yeah.
is better.
No sweat. 2:00 is actually just fine for me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on my calendar. I'm going to send you a calendar invitation for our meeting. It's going to be a Zoom meeting. Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I can get my wife involved in that if that's necessary.
Sounds good. And I'll follow up with you before next Wednesday, just to make sure that time still works good for you. Sound good?
Okay.
Great. And before I let you go, Tracy, something else I'd like to ask you. Who else do you know who's thinking of a move that I could help out?
I can't think of anything right now, or anybody, but I do have I got one more thing to ask you. What do you've got my address. Have you looked at my property? Do you know how much my home's worth right now?
So I don't know right now what your home would be worth. However, before I meet with you, I'm going to do some homework. I'm going to do a market analysis, and I'm going to be able to show you what some of the comps are in your neighborhood, some of the houses. So what we'll do it like an appraiser. We're going to look at homes that have a similar amount of square foot, lot size, bedrooms, bathrooms, and I will show you what's selling in your neighborhood. And that way you'll be able to make an educated decision for yourself how much you want to sell your house for. Something I'll tell you, a lot of real estate agents will show up to your house and they'll bid on your house to try to get you to list with them.
What do you mean bid? I don't
They'll
understand.
say, I could sell your house for 200, 225, 250, trying to get you to agree to sign a paper to sign with them. And so my strategy, it's a little bit different. I provide you with the information. I act as a consultant, and ultimately you're the one who's going to make the decision on what to list your house at. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Great. Well, I really look forward to meeting with you next week and getting to meet your wife.
All right. I appreciate it, Jason.
Tracy, if anything comes up in the meantime that you feel like I can help with, don't hesitate to call me or text me.
Yeah, great. I got your magnetic card sitting on my refrigerator, so I'll give you a call.
Perfect. Have a great rest of your day.
Hey, thanks.
See you later.
Hey, Jason, just a quick question. In your script, when you told me that you find value in us meeting, is that purposeful, or I'm thinking you would hey, my customers find value when we meet face to face? Or
I really like that. I think that would be a great tweak to the script.
I'm just curious.
Value in a face-to-face meeting. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love it.
Or you could even use some of the terms that what to say for real estate agents is most people find value.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
And another thing you can tie into the value add on any appointment is just the simple line, it's worth your time.
Yes.
See, a lot of my clients find value in us meeting face to face. I know it's going to be worth your time to go over the information I have for you. You know your schedule better than I do. When's a good time for us to get together?
Yep.
This week or next week? So how you can sew them all together.
All right. I would like to get one more in. Who wants to be the lead? Who wants to be the agent? We got 5 minutes.
Before we do that, can you, because I can remember that first part of that like pretty good, but I always get those 3 points mixed up. Can you just say that one more time, the
Yep.
order that you do it?
Yep. So whenever I get connected with a new buyer, whenever I get connected with a new buyer or seller, I always find value in getting together to get to know one another, to talk about what it is that you hope to accomplish, how I can help, and to make sure that you are comfortable every step of the way. The more that you say the word comfortable, the more comfortable they're going to feel.
I'm real comfortable.
Good. I'm feeling comfortable too.
There you go.
I can tell you're sitting down now.
Yeah. Well, I stood up for my role play.
All right, let's get one more, guys.
Yep. Who's going to be the lead?
I got a blast. See ya.
I'll be the lead. Who wants to be the agent?
Come on, somebody.
Let's see another pro like reverse it to Tracy, since you are producing a lot as well. Can you
Tracy
be the
left.
agent?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tracy left.
So Dan, you be the agent against Jason. Let me hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, Jason's Big Dan called Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. How are you?
I'm fine.
Excellent. Did I catch you at a good time?
Kinda.
Yeah? Well, what have you been up to with this whole coronavirus nonsense?
Well, I've been stuck at home.
That sucks, man. So are you and the wife both working from home, or did one of you guys become essential? Unfortunately. How's that going for you?
It's all right.
Yeah. So last we spoke with that open house that we met a couple of weeks ago, that you were talking about possibly getting a bigger home.
Yes.
How's that thought process going?
Honestly, it couldn't come soon enough.
I could imagine that the tone in your voice lets me know that now's the time for some change. Maybe give you that fourth bedroom you need.
Yeah.
Did you guys pick up any new dogs, or you still just have the two?
We only have 2 dogs, and it's 2 dogs too many.
Gotcha, man. Makes sense. Now, I did find a couple of houses that I think would be perfect for you guys that fit right what you're looking for. Has anything changed in the search criteria that you guys gave me? You know, that 4-bedroom, 3-bath up on the north side with a huge yard for the dogs?
Not really.
Yeah, at the house, I got a couple of them that are 3-car garages. You wouldn't be opposed to that, would you?
No.
Cool, sounds good. Hey, you and your wife have more of an idea of what your schedule is. When can we get together to go check these things out? You got time today, or would tomorrow be better?
I really have to check with her.
Okay. Well, what room is she in? Go find her.
She's actually taking a nap right now.
Must be lucky. Now, so you want to let her sleep, and you and I can get together and check them out, and then if you like them, we can bring her back into it.
I don't think she would want me to go without her, honestly.
That's okay. What makes you say that?
I think she would want to go and see the houses.
Oh, absolutely. So she's just as motivated as you are, because I haven't met her yet. It was just you at the open house, so I know that you've come out on your own.
Yeah.
What time do you think she'll be up from her nap?
Probably about an hour.
Oh, perfect. Why don't I give you a call back then? You guys can chat with her, and I'll leave a spot on my calendar this afternoon. And if it was a good time, would you think in around 4 or 5?
Yeah, probably 4.
Okay. What I'll do is I'll edge out some time at that 4:15 range, give her some time to wake up and get moving around. And, you know, I'll put it on my calendar. And if it doesn't work, just give me a call back. Otherwise, I'll see you there. And I'll text you the address and the information. The email I've got on file is jasoncarlton01@gmail.com. Is that correct?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
It keeps switching over to Paul like he's got something to say, but just some noise in the background.
I don't even know what it was, but okay.
Big Dan, I really liked how you said, if there was a good time.
Yeah,
That's powerful.
You're always going to try to set an appointment, even if they say no, like, oh, I can't do it. My wife's sleeping. You know what? If it was a good time for her, when would you think would work? Around 4 or 5?
Yeah.
So
a lot of times you ask someone a question and they say, I don't know. Well, if you did know, what would it be? A lot of times they'll tell you something.
They'll know. They'll know.
It's really funny.
But I appreciated you being a little resistant.
Yeah.
Practice is how you play.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock or I would have been more resistant.
I don't know.
No, that's like the meanest I've ever seen Jason be in my life.
Well, he's got to give us some real truth, and that's the thing is, what was I doing the entire call though? You guys looked at my screen. I smiled the entire time.
Yep.
I kept smiling because my tonality came over much more friendly. It came over more sincere than, well, Jason, when your wife wakes up, let's get together. I'm Walter Cronkite. And this is the evening. No, you want to smile because it changes the pitch and it makes you more relatable and people like it. So it's all smile. Like I call it smile and dial for a reason. So
Yeah.
Thanks again, Jason. I appreciate your time.
Yep.
So I'll give you a call at about 4:15. All right. So just smiling into it. You may feel like a cheese ball, but trust me, it works. Just like Jason says, stand up when you're scripting. I like that. I might start doing it.
Yeah.
You definitely have an energy change, though.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. Well, I've got it at 9 o'clock as well. So do you. You got a meeting with yourselves between now and 11, right? Your lead gen. Did you guys make your 10 phone calls yesterday to people you didn't want to talk to?
Yeah.
Who didn't?
Me.
Thank you for being honest, guys. Be honest with yourselves. Trust me, it'll work your business better. Be honest with yourselves. You're only screwing yourself.
So
When you-
Nicole, it's going to be 20 today, right?
20 people that I don't think I have 30 total people who don't like me. No, I'm just kidding.
I
Okay.
do.
I'll call 20. Here, Dan, send them over. No, I'm just kidding.
I got it. Hey guys, thank you so
All right.
much. Appreciate your
See you later.
joining in. Jason, thank you for
Bye.
hosting with us today. Awesome class, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Good luck.
Thanks, Dan and Jason. Great call.